This is Football Overseas channel, my dear friends. Today I want to make prediction for 2026-2027 football season ranking point table prediction for Serie A. You can subscribe to our channel and watch our videos. Thank you so much, my dear friends. And on the point table, let's start from the last position, 20th position. This team get promoted back to Serie A over again, my dear friends. And before they played 2 or 3 times in Serie A, they have finished the Serie B season on the second spot last season. But they are going to be one of the weakest elements of this season, in my opinion. Because of that, for the 20th spot, my prediction is Frosinone, my dear friends. Frosinone. Frosinone. Like this. And for the 19th spot, again, this season get promoted back to Serie A after one season break. Last time they played in Serie A, they finished the point table at the bottom of the point table, finished the season, my dear friends, and they finished the last season on the 3rd spot in Serie B. They played playoffs and they get promoted back to Serie A over again. But again, this season is going to be so hard for them, in my opinion. They assigned Ivan Juric as a new manager, but I feel in that way again they will get relegated back to Serie B. This is my opinion. For the 19th spot is my prediction, Monza. And for the 18th spot, my dear friends, this team is weak team, but really they accomplished to stay in Serie A last season. They finished the season on the 17th spot, as I remember. The Francesco is the manager of this team. They are going on with the Francesco. I don't rely on the Francesco so much as a manager. I feel in that way they will finish the season on the 18th spot and they will get relegated to Serie B. This team is Lecce. For the 18th spot, Lecce is my prediction, my dear friends. And for the 17th spot, this team again get promoted back to Serie A. They played 2 times in Serie A before. Just after one season break, again they get promoted back to Serie A. They have some good players and they have a good head coach, Stropa. This season again this season again is going to be so hard season for them, but I feel in that way this time they will achieve to stay in Serie A. For the 17th spot, my prediction is Venezia, my dear friends. Venezia for the 17th spot. And for the 16th spot, they have finished the last season on the 14th spot. Pisacane is the manager of this team. This team is little bit weak team, but they have experience to play in Serie A so far, my dear friends. Because of that, I feel in that way they are going to be on the 16th spot at the end of the season. This team is Cagliari, my dear friends. Cagliari. And for the 15th spot, this team have finished the season on the 16th spot last season. Daniele De Rossi is the manager of this team. They are going on with Daniele De Rossi as a manager. They are mediocre team. I don't rely on them so much. Nevertheless, I feel in that way they will finish the season on the 15th spot. This team is Genoa. 15th spot, my dear friends. And for the 14th spot, this team is decent team. They have some good players, my dear friends. As I remember, they have finished the last season on the 13th spot. Again, they will stay in Serie A for sure, but they will be on the 14th spot. Parma is the team that I predicted for the 14th spot. Parma. And for the 13th spot, Abate is the new manager of this team, my dear friend. They have some good players. They are good team, decent team, but they are inconsistent team. Nevertheless, they will play in. They are playing in Serie A for years. They are so experienced team in Serie A. Because of that, I feel in that way they are going to be on the 13th spot. This team is Torino, my dear friends. Torino. And for the 12th spot, my dear friends, and my dear friends, this team is little bit quality team, but Fabio Grosso have been left from this team. He went to Fiorentina. Akuliani is the new manager of this team. They have some good players. They have good quality, my dear friends. Because of that, I feel in that way they are going to be on the 12th spot. Last season they finished the season on the 11th spot. This team is Sassuolo, my dear friends. Sassuolo. And for the 11th spot, this team is good and decent team. Runjaic is the manager of this team. Again, this team is so dangerous team. They are so experienced team in Serie A. They have finished the last season on the 10th spot. As I remember, I feel in that way they will finish the season on the 11th spot. This team is Udinese. Udinese, my dear friends. 11th spot. And for the 10th spot, this team got me into big disappointment last season. They have finished the season on the 15th spot. Vanoli was their manager, but they appointed Fabio Grosso as a manager. He came to this team from Sassuolo. Nevertheless, they have some good players. They have some experience to play in Serie A. Because of that, for the 10th spot is my prediction: Fiorentina. And for the 9th spot, my dear friends, this team have some quality and they have finished the last season on the 8th spot, but Italiano have been left from this team. He went to Beşiktaş to Turkey, and this team have quality players. Really, this team is strong and dangerous team in Serie A, and in my opinion, they are going to be on the 9th spot with their new manager Domenico Tedesco. This team is, as all of you know, Bologna, my dear friends. Bologna. And for the 8th spot, they have finished the last season on the 9th spot, but I don't rely on this team so much. Gattuso is the new manager of this team. They have appointed Gattuso as a manager. Nevertheless, they have some quality, they have some experience. In my opinion, they will be on the 8th spot at the end of the season. This team is Lazio. Lazio, my dear friends. And another team for the 7th spot, my dear friends. This team have finished the last season on the 4th spot. They created miracles under the management of Cesc Fabregas. Really, he's a promising manager, my dear friends. This team is going to play in Champions League this season. They have so quality players. They are so strong and dangerous team. And I feel in that way they will finish the season on the 7th spot. This team is, as all of you know, Como, my dear friends. Como. And for the 6th spot, this team appointed Maurizio Sarri as a new manager. They have some quality. They have quality and experienced players, my dear friends. And in my opinion, this team will finish the season on the 6th spot. This team is Atalanta, my dear friends. Atalanta. And we are going on with 5th spot, my dear friends. Spalletti is the manager of this team. They finished the last season on the 6th spot. I don't rely on this team so much. Maybe they may finish the season on the 3rd or 4th spot. But I feel in that way they are going to be on the 5th spot. This team is Juventus. Juventus is this team, my dear friends. And for the 4th spot, Gianpiero Gasperini is incredible manager. I love this manager, Gianpiero Gasperini. This team finished the last season on the 3rd spot. They have some experience and quality players. Because of their experienced and wise manager Gianpiero Gasperini, they will finish the season on the 4th spot. My prediction is Roma for the 4th spot. Roma. And for the 3rd spot, my dear friends, Ruben Amorim is the new manager of this team. I don't rely on Ruben Amorim so much as a manager, but nevertheless, this team is so experienced and they have quality players, my dear friends. Last season they have finished the season on the 5th spot, but this time they are going to be on the 3rd spot. This team is Milan, my dear friends. And for the 2nd spot, they have finished the last season on the 2nd spot. Massimiliano Allegri is the new manager of this team. This team is strong and quality team. They have talented, skillful players. I rely on this team. In my opinion, one more time, they will finish the season on the 2nd spot. This team is Napoli, my dear friends. And for the 1st spot, they have the strongest player staff. Really, Christian Q is the manager of this team. As all of you know, they won the title last season by far, my dear friends. They are the strongest team of Serie A, in my opinion. They are still the strongest team of Serie A. Again, they will win the title over again this season. This team is Inter, as all of you know, Inter. And my Serie A 2026-2027 ranking point table prediction like this. You can subscribe to our channel, watch our videos. See you on our next videos, my dear friends. Bye!